Hey YouTubers, what up? This is my first ever vlog for my YouTube channel, so I hope you're watching this. And so yeah, I'm about to give you a full detail from me. It's based on my life when I grew up in the US, East Coast, not in Japan, so yeah. So make sure you're all watching this. Alright, here goes. So as you know, my life is pretty complicated though, because ever since I was born, the same man that impregnated my mother also did this to my aunt as well. And my cousins and I don't recognize each other because our real father was actually the same man that did this shit to him. And so fuck him. I don't want to see my real father ever again because my mom was right. Forget him. The most horrible father figure ever. So yeah, my mom and dad met. They both met when my dad was my stepfather. He's an amazing father, and I love him so much. He's American, and he was in U.S. military service. He they both met when my mom was 38 years old. I was really surprised at my age when I was born. I was half American, half Japanese. Cause yeah, this was when we lived we. Cause when I say I'm from Okinawa, I am from Okinawa. So for the first time, my childhood age, well, a little age as a little kid, my family and I lived in Okinawa for 5 years. Then we moved to the U.S. and as you know, it was a lot different than the school environment here in Japan, though. So yeah. So when I first entered, Southwest, I was in kindergarten Southwest. Failed 3 times, but got there. But trust me, you have no idea how many times. You do not want to know. Well, if you want to know why I failed Southwest 3 times, ask my parents because they know the details, not me. Anyway, when I first, my first, when I started first grade in the U.S. school system, when I grew up there, I I started first grade, Stone Tree Elementary, just as at Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. That's when I started my first year there, and what I it's been I was new to the school. I was new to the school, and a lot of people wanted to know me. So it's been creepy though. When I second grade, I know these memories because, believe it or not, a lot of a lot of girls, well, at my time, wanted to know a guy. They asked me if I liked him. Like, I can't choose this. The heck is going on? And it's really difficult to decide who to like because a lot of girls, guess in America, but don't take this wrong way, ladies. But yeah, this was from my time. Still challenging. Wanted to know a guy like me, so it was a bit crazy though. Let's see, third grade. Believe it or not, I wanted to, like, give it a little shot and try something, but not sex. It's not any of that. It's just like it was like, well, you could say, well, believe me, there was if I remember correctly. Hopefully, you guys hear this from me. It's my story that I'm telling. When I was in third grade, um, there was a pretty girl in my third class that I really liked. Her name was Brittany. She was really beautiful, and I was too afraid to. I mean, I kept on going up there, but I was too afraid to tell her how I feel because this was part of the dating world challenges when you get older, in your age. And I when I entered fourth grade, it became a bit whirly and complicated though. But yeah, That's when I realized that when at a time when you're getting older while in school, dating rules can become a real tough challenge, and it's gonna have an effect on anyone's life, depending on where you live and grow up. And when when I enter when I entered fifth grade, it got even worse because a lot. Damn. Oh, fuck. How should I put this? Not that many girls, but not. But hopefully, no girls in fifth grade made a move on me. But I was held back once in fifth grade because I kept getting all Fs. So yeah, I was held back once. But Mr. Marriott, fuck, I love him. He's the best fifth grade teacher ever. Kind of miss him though. This was in Richlands Elementary School. So that was when I was held back. That's when I was 11 years old. I turned 12 when I was in fifth grade, and believe it or not, it it got insane even more when let's see, a girl named Paige Kinsey. She started chasing me, and I'm guessing she kind of liked me and was into me. I'm like, okay, what the hell's going on with this chick? I literally, I literally want to yell at her. You gotta back the fuck off. So yeah, and after I got through fifth grade, it was pretty enjoyable. So yeah. Now I'm about to tell you my middle school life in Trexler, and believe me, folks, Trexler Middle School over North Carolina, hell, is hell. That school was hell when you get enrolled in that school next. Sixth grade. Well, I'm gonna give you a little detail before I get to that. So I'm gonna give you some details on Trexler Middle School over in Richlands, North Carolina. Trexler Middle School is a completely shit school. It's out of control, and the teachers don't care, and they're not doing that much shit about the freaking bully. And plus, they're not like doing something about people being bullied these days, and it's not right though. And personally, me, I like to say, Trexler Middle School, fuck them, fuck you, Trexler Middle. You can burn to the damn ground for all I care, because your school system is obviously the reason RHS is being given a hard time after you transfer 8th grade students over to RHS. You're obviously giving the teachers a hard time. So fuck you. So whatever. I'd say Trexler, fuck you. You're a shit standing school. Hope you burn to the damn ground because you're giving the teachers at RHS a hard time when you transfer 8th grade students to a freshman over at RHS a hard time, which needs to stop. Which means you need to improve your school system, or else I'll continue doing this. Fuck you, Trexler Middle. So yeah, that's a little info that I like to say to people. So yeah, remember this. Trexler Middle School, fuck that middle school system because it's obviously not a really good middle school to put your child in when they enter sixth grade. Alright, here we go. Sixth grade, when I entered, I was still like, in my home world DBZ, but well, it was mainly because I was playing DBZ games, PS2. Yeah, so you could say that, but yeah, because my brother and I my older brother, we love watching DBZ. It's from Japan, animation from Japan. I mean, we just love watching that shit and playing the video games. So yeah, and as you know, how should I put this? I'm not sure how many girls in my sixth grade year that time made the first move on me. I never did at all because, ladies, I hope you're watching this. I don't make the first move on you guys unless you're cute or anything. If you're willing to make the first move, you can't. Just your way, not my way, because my way is kind of different. So please remember this. So It's been a bit crazy during my middle school year. Remember, this is my life I'm telling you about when I grew up in the U.S. East Coast, not Japan. So please remember this. Um, uh, as you know, it was the reason why I was like this. This was due to the complication when I was. This was due to the complication of the dating world because I didn't want to start kissing and making out because that would result in having sex during school, which is not right. And that's why I didn't like girls that time. I started rejecting girls who asked me out and said no all the time because I wasn't ready for the dating mode yet. And by the time I finished 6th grade and entered 7th grade, I didn't like girls at that time either because I kept on rejecting girls who wanted to ask me out. I still kept on saying no because you all know one reason when the dating world gets to your head, kissing and making out in our first kiss, this can result in winding up in school like sex and shit, which is not right. This can make you leading up to bad decisions, and that was the one I avoided at all costs. So yeah, and believe it or not, I hope you guys uh, know this. When I mentioned Paige Kinsey, she's the exact same chick from my school days, middle school days. The same one when I was hanging along with my friends. Kept on coming up to me and nonstop. And this was when I had to yell at her face so loud and said, "Shut up!" I said that out loud for one reason because I literally wanted to fucking smack her right in her damn face. She was literally pissing me off because that was my chill time hanging with my friends on the lunch line. And Paige Kinsey, I really want to fucking smack her. I literally want to fucking smack that bitch for coming up to me nonstop. And when she told me that she loves me, I'm like, what the fuck? Is this the reason why she's been doing this? And my guess is she was in love with me, so I was not. I'm not sure why, but I was never in love with her in the first place. Not at all. Not at all. It was a bit insane, though. So yeah, it was insane at that time. And until Santa Cruz wanted to ask me to be my girlfriend, I said no. And we were like, no, why? No, why? No, please, no, please, no, why? Because I don't like girls. And I told her that. And so 7th grade was our last day before I entered 8th grade. Was I'm guessing she was upset because she got rejected by a boy she liked. And you know how rejection hurts anyone's lives, guys. Ladies, please remember this. And to the Japanese girls who are watching this, please do not take my personal story as this is bullshit. Remember, this is my life story I'm talking to you about because I grew up in the East Coast of the U.S., not Japan. Please watch this. And this is my full story I'm telling you. Okay. Okay. On to 8th grade. This was my last year of middle school over at Trexler Middle School, which was North Carolina. That time, before I given thought to give a date mode a try, and believe it or not, my first ex-girlfriend was Santa Cruz. She was the Mexican girl I rejected in 7th grade, and I tried to give her a shot. But until my time when I was dating her, that was until I discovered the real reason, and I found out I kept quiet about it. Didn't want to bring her complications. She dated me for 3 reasons. One is to make her ex-boyfriend jealous. Two, to get back at her, and three, just try cheating on him, which is a real irritation. It became the biggest problem I didn't want to tolerate in a relationship because cheating is wrong in relationships and not right. Starting affairs in relationships is not right, dude. It's insane. Anywho, this is the problem I had with her at that time, and I literally wanted to break up with her. And this was throughout my school year. Let's see. This was throughout my school year, correction middle school. So at that time, it was when before the last day of school. Yeah, last day of school was when I broke up with her because of the way she was, the way she was, the way she was acting in a relationship, and I chose to break up with her for a reason. It's because it's not right to hold back things you want to just do when you break up with an ex-boyfriend. It's not right to do all that shit by dating another guy though. Having revenge, getting back at them, making them jealous, and having revenge sex is not right though. It can also have an impact on anyone's lives, especially when you get older. So yeah. So that was when my relationship with her ended, and I'm about to get this climax point. RHS, the school I graduated from. This is when I got back. See, around 2006. This is when I arrived as a freshman, and what I had noticed when I'm entering my first year as a freshman at RHS, Japanese girl Lisa and her family, her entire family is Japanese, recently moved from Tokyo to Tokyo, Japan to Berkshire. And see, for one reason, they wanted their daughter to feel safe in a school, in a much safer school environment, in a safer school system, school board system. The Japanese government was able to provide that at that time. So yeah, I didn't have a crush on her, not at all, because when she was new to the school, I didn't want to have a crush on her at all because I didn't want to in order a schoolgirl, high school girl that's older than me, a year older than me, dating a guy that she's older than this. So yeah, that was one I had to avoid. And during my time at RHS was when my dad had orders to be stationed in Hawaii. This was when shithead Obama was president at that time. Former President Obama was making a mess. And apparently this was due to a bunch of stuck-up Marines messing around in Hawaii, and we had orders to be stationed in Hawaii because they're out of control. I'll never forget the times in Hawaii, and that was when I had to attend the school. We were stationed at the MCPH in Hawaii, and I attended a high school there, Kaleo High School. Did 4 years there. Let's see. When I first entered Kaleo, I was like new to the environment, and a lot of people wanted to know a guy like me, which was insane. So yeah, it was, believe it or not, it was kind of like a different environment than school environments you see in the States. So in the U.S., let's see, my God, how should I put this? I'm not sure how many high school girls when I attended Kaleo at that time had a crush on me, but it was insane. I'm not sure if most of them was foreign or American, but you get my point, guys. Anywho, they started making the first move on me, and it was insane. I mean, I never expected American chicks were still in school to make a first move on Asian men, especially when they're half American, half Japanese from Japan and have moved and wanted to grow up in the U.S. But it was insane at that time. I never expected that shit to happen. and it was insane too. Same thing happened when I entered when I got into my sophomore and junior year, and yeah, it was a big cuckoo though. And let's see here. My senior year of Colorado, well, if anyone from who knows from Colorado is watching this, please keep in mind so you can remember my face and my voice. So please keep in mind. As you know, I'm not sure if any of y'all remember Colorado, you know me. At that time, when I entered my senior year at Colorado, was when I joined the NROTC military program to gain military experience. Because I wanted an opportunity to join the U.S. military service, but I was unable to. It was due to the medical report my family kept believing in, which kept me from all that and getting a job. So yeah. And believe it or not, since I already told you, well, my mom is Japanese. She's my beautiful Japanese mother. My father is my handsome father. He's a retired military veteran now, an FDH several tower climbing instructor. Worked for the FDH, but you get the point though. I'm pretty sure well, whichever, but yeah. My handsome father and beautiful Japanese mother are the parents of 2 handsome sons and 3 beautiful daughters. I'm one of our handsome sons, along with my brother too. And my 3 beautiful sisters are Linda, Tiffany, and Suzanne. They're my 3 beautiful sisters. And my entire family speaks English because we never grew up speaking Japanese at all because my mom is Japanese. So yeah. I wanted to do something else during my time in high school at that time. All that Colorado. I didn't want to engage in a dating world. I didn't want to engage in the dating world that much because I would end up putting if I had a girlfriend or not at that time during Colorado in harm's way. This would also be an impact on life, especially when you have a partner relationship, either it's a guy or woman who wants to join the military as military service and has to go to war because he has orders. It means he has to go to war. It means he has orders to be deployed. So yeah, and to the Japanese women, please keep in mind, I'm going to give you a little info. And for those living in Tokyo who grew up, listen up. If you're dating an American man, and if he's in U.S. military service and he's in his 30s, I repeat, do not expect him to spend every fucking day with you in bed and at home when he comes home from work on the weekdays because there's lots of, as you know, you need to stop complaining, and there's lots of U.S. military men and women being stationed there over Yokota Air Base. And whenever you rush into marriage with them, that's when you give them a hard time. And this can lead to arguments with them. This can lead with arguments into them, which is not right. And that can also threaten them to break up with you because you're not listening at all. Because when you're dating an American man that are in U.S. military service, do not give them a hard time, period. Because weekends, Saturdays and Sundays is when they have time to spend time with you. But please keep in mind, please, be careful with the way you treat men, because it doesn't matter if you grew up in Japan and become westernized and don't want to do everything together. This is facts. You need to be careful with the way you treat men, because we're human beings. We need to take care of our own bodies, and when we have children and desire marriage, especially when they want to join the U.S. military service, please keep in mind, never rush into marriage in your 20s. 30s is the best time. That's the perfect time to start settling down. All right. On to my story that I was continuing. Remember, this is my story of when I grew up in the U.S., the East Coast, not Japan. Please keep that in mind. So, without further ado, please continue watching this video. When I was in Georgia's military program, I noticed that 3 girls had a crush on me. This was Janine, Vila, Sarai Newbold, and Julia Varela. Those were the 3 girls that had a crush on me at that time. I'm like, dude, this is insane. How many girls have to have a crush on Asian men? This is insane. It's like literally insane. And it became rough for me though, because I spent less time in the dating world and more time focusing on my education in high school. And yeah, so I wanted to focus on my education more. I was studying job readiness to ready myself for the workforce place that when you want to work for the workforce and start earning money, paying taxes and deposit money, work for the harder money. Yeah. And let's see, this became a bigger problem because there were not only 3 girls. This is not only in Georgia's military program. This was also got all Kaleo because another girl had a crush on me, which was insane. It was insane though, and she kept on shadowing me nonstop every morning when I need to like calm down. So at that time, I didn't know what to do. The only reason I spent less time in the dating world than my high school time was because I was focusing more on my education to ready myself for the workforce place. So by studying job readiness. So yeah, and that time was, and when I wanted to move out of Hawaii, this was due to when we were living on the Marine Corps base too much at MCPH in Hawaii. It was getting out of hand because, as you know, crazy shit goes on there. Too many little kids act like they're all big and badass and shit, and it gets out of hand because I don't know what the fuck these guys are thinking. They need to do a better job of raising their kids. I mean, it's like insane, you know. Anyway, that's when I couldn't take it anymore. I couldn't take it. I couldn't take living in Hawaii anymore. It was getting out of hand. This was living on the Marine Corps base, and it's like, it's muchacha insane though. But yeah, I'm like, Jesus, how much craziness shit has to go on. So that's when my family and I moved back. This was the year 2011 when we moved back to the U.S. East Coast, North Carolina, and I started my first senior year high school there, and RHS. So that I was glad to be back at that school at that time. But since RHS is a different school system, when you're a senior, you're 24 credits required to graduate. I only earned 12 credits at that time, so I was held back an extra year, which was 2013, which was 2012. That was my last year RHS to start earning that credit, and this was insane. I still, as always, spent less time in dating mode, and it was insane. I mean, I'm not sure what was going on with a lot of chicks over at that school at that time. I'm not sure why they kept on trying to ask out a guy like me, try to flirt with me, try to get me to ask them out. It was insane, and it was literally topsily fucked, and it was a bit rough for me. And I still, as always, when I got back to RHS, spent less time in the dating world and more focusing time on education because I wanted to break myself for the workforce, which is getting jobs, start earning work for that harder, start work for the money, pay your taxes, then deposit that money if it's a paper paycheck or printed, then yeah. I wanted to earn myself a workplace. I spent less time in the dating world, my high school time at that time, because I didn't want to do more time. I didn't want to spend less time in my education and more time in the dating world because that would interrupt my focus on writing myself, get myself in shape. As I am right now, it's who I am. My current weight right now is 155 featherweight. It's who I am because I'm a featherweight guy. So ladies, including Japanese women, girls, whatever, please keep in mind I'm a featherweight. I'm mixed Asian, half American, half Japanese. Very good English. It's my Japanese is very bad. I haven't had the proper mentor to learn Japanese. It's been crazy. And it's been really rough for me to get a job. That's the requirement for not only for jobs but interviews as well. So yeah. Or just when you want to decide to move there, but when you grew up in Japan, when you move there, it doesn't matter if you grew up in Japan or didn't want to grow up in the U.S. It's a different environment, and believe me, it's something you should know that RHS is a different school system in the U.S. compared to the Japanese school system here in Japan. I mean, yeah, their math level is low, but you might learn a few things. So, because a few teachers I know have recently transferred to that school because I'm guessing it was because of Trexler Middle School, and Trexler Middle School was like total shit to them and everyone else too, because we all know Trexler Middle School and we all know Trexler Middle School in Birchlands NC is shit as hell. So I'd say, fuck you, Trexler Middle School. Hope you burn to the damn ground until you straighten up your freaking school environment system. Whichever. Because you need to deal with the bullying. Alright. And this was, my time at RHS was when Miss Knapp started bothering us about the freaking senior prom. I'm like, what the fuck, really? And all seniors had to go to the freaking cafeteria for us about the freaking. It was mainly about the freaking prom tickets. I'm like, what the fuck, really? Dude, I would not even think of going to prom. I mean, prom, yeah, it's maybe fun, but it's like they charge you, make you spend like a lot of money for a freaking prom ticket. Like, what the fuck? I ain't spending $50 damn for a freaking prom ticket. Fuck that. Fuck senior prom. No offense, RHS. I'd say fuck your senior prom because that was not my motto. Because my time at your school, no offense, but they're like, you need to hire a better DJ than just a local DJ. Just give my advice to you. So yeah. but I'm still true to RHS, the school I graduated from. Uh, uh, it was a pretty amazing experience. I made a lot of new friends. It was pretty good. My boy, my homeboy Jonte, I'll never forget you, man. And hey, bro, if you're watching this video, love you guys. And all my friends from RHS, love you guys so much. You're like family to me. We're like almost like Dom Toretto's Fast Family you see in the films, but yeah, but not like that. But our friendship, our love is our family bond. It's a love. It's a love that keeps strong. So yeah. So well, I was focusing more on my education, less time to enroll at that time, and that was when I built up the 28 credits. When every senior in RHS is required 24 credits to graduate, and you have to pass the exams. And after I passed the exams and graduated, I earned a total of 28 credits. When I earned 28 credits, I'm like, fuck yes! I got enough credits to graduate. Like past 20, like 4 credits, past 24. I was relieved, and my graduation day, my Facebook picture, because that was on the day of my graduation ceremony at RHS 6 years ago. I graduated from that school age 21, and I never forget the people I graduated with, and I never forgot what a great school environment RHS is, because it was an amazing high school ever, an amazing experience ever. I'll never forget everyone who wanted to know a guy like me. It was really great to know y'all. So yeah, sending a message to RHS. Thank you guys so much. You're the best. And Ms. Kennedy, Ms. Knapp, hope you guys are watching this video. Jonte and I, we're still leading Carter. We're still changing. We're still Carter and Lee. We're still the two bus casing. We're still the two nut casing cops on on duty. So yeah, Carter and Lee on their crazy adventures. We the Rush Hour brothers. We go on our crazy adventures while solving dangerous crimes against triads. But yeah, we still the Rush Hour. So yeah, we still the Rush Hour detective brothers. So yeah, RHS. Thank you very much. I'll never forget you guys. Remember, I do have good news. I am moving back to the States in 3 years. My mom and I have been living here for 15 months, which is a year and 1 month. So yeah, make that a year and 3 months. So yeah, well, 15 months to say the least. But well, fuck it, okay. Okay, a year and 3 months. You could say that. Not sure, but okay, 15 months, whichever. But yeah. Anyway, this was when I graduated from RHS. This was when we moved up to the state of Ohio, and 2014 was the year when we moved up to our new house. We sold our house in North Carolina. We moved up to the house in Ohio in 2014. We were sitting at my grandma's at that time, crashing hers with all our stuff there until the house was ready for move-in that my dad bought for us. So yeah, it was at that time we had to stay at my grandma's, and that was when the winter storm hit the North Carolina eastern state area, eastern area, and traveling all roads, including highways, were covered in snow and ice. So yeah, it's been a bit crazy though, and that also caused us to reschedule Susie's doctor's appointment at that time to a different date until most of the snow melted. So yeah, it was really rough at that time. And by the time we moved up our house in Ohio, as you know, my my brother Yasu and I, we didn't like sharing the same room. I mean, yeah, sure, we all try to kill each other. My mom knows this, but whenever we get bored, I mean, two brothers, we just get bored. We need things to do when I was home alone. So what if we mess around like I mean, it's no deal. Tough love for each other. We get bored. We gotta do whatever the fuck we want. and then after and then after this was, I'm gonna reveal this, folks. So whenever my brother and I are like doing whatever shit at home alone, and we hear company coming home, like our family, we then switch to killing each other up mode, and then yeah. So that you could say we switch to that mode to give them the slip. We switch that mode to give them the slip. So yeah, we lived in Ohio. For, this was like 2014 up to